O Lord my God, how great you are! You are dressed in a robe of light. You make springs pour water into the ravines. They provide water for all the animals. The birds nest beside the streams and sing among the branches of the trees. You cause the grass to grow for the livestock and plants for people to use. The trees of the Lord are well cared for. O Lord, what a variety of things you have made. The earth is full of your creation. Camp Mack celebrates this wonderful creation, and so it is called to care for God's beautiful gifts of life. Visitors can see how Camp Mack takes seriously the call to protect our environment. Summer campers learn about cutting back on food waste and composting. Our lodges have recycling bins and use environmentally safe products. Volunteer projects in recent years have included controlled burning on the prairie and removing invasive species. An important part of creation stewardship at Camp Mack is green energy. While a wind turbine and solar panels help to power the nature center, the rest of camp depends on electricity from the grid, and it is not always generated in the most environmentally friendly way. While energy consumption has gone down in recent years with various efficiency improvements, the energy costs have begun to climb. At its current pace, utility costs at Camp Mack will have grown to over $60,000 a year in the next 10 years. To be better stewards of creation and to tackle this mounting expense, a committee of the camp community began discussion of what solar power would look like at Camp Mack. The committee began with looking at two churches that had their own solar setups. Beacon Heights Church of the Brethren in Fort Wayne, Indiana, installed solar panels on their roof in 2015. Manchester Church of the Brethren in North Manchester, Indiana, installed ground-mounted solar panels in the summer of 2019. Both churches were motivated by their calling to care for God's creation. The Solar Committee heard proposals from 3 area companies and selected a joint plan of Wellspring of Shipshewana, Indiana, and RES of Avila, Indiana. Their proposal would cover 80% of camp's electrical needs by placing solar panels on Quinter Miller Auditorium and 2 sections of the John Klein Welcome Center. This proposal was exactly what Camp Mack needed to be good stewards of creation. But could it afford to go solar? The cost of the solar installation was $441,000. To further improve the energy reliability, it was recommended to convert the John Klein heat to a natural gas boiler. After contingencies, this project would cost $480,000, making it the second most expensive project adjusted for inflation in the past 50 years. By the time the Indiana Camp Board had received the proposal, the COVID-19 pandemic was in full swing, and the 2020 camping season had just been canceled. The idea of spending so much money was a scary thought. A full mortgage for $480,000 over 20 years with interest would cost $727,770. But if Camp Mack would stay with the current utility provider, they would pay just shy of $1.2 million over that same time period. Even with the cost of the gas for the boiler, Camp Mack was projected to save $443,000 over the next 20 years. In July of 2020, the Indiana Camp Board approved the solar project and financing to transform Camp Mack into a greener place. Quinter Miller Auditorium was the first section completed, with 196 panels generating up to 78.4 kilowatts. Next completed were the 126 panels producing 50.4 kilowatts over the Manly Dieter Office Center. The final and largest array would be above the Kate Worsler Dining Center. This section has 280 panels with a capacity of 112 kilowatts. After completion, Camp Mack has 602 panels with the potential to produce 180 kilowatts per hour. Each panel collects energy from the sun in its photovoltaic cells. Behind each panel is a power optimizer that monitors each panel and connects it to the other panels. Strings of panels are then connected to a power inverter that converts the power from DC to AC. These inverters then connect to the power grid. Camp Mack's system uses net metering. This means Camp Mack does not store the power on site, but rather sells it directly to the utility company. If the camp generates more energy than is used, we receive a credit on our bill. If we use more than we generate, we get charged. The solar panels can all be monitored by both Wellspring and Camp Mack through computers or a phone app. The app displays how much power is currently being generated and how much has been produced during the day, week, month, or year. Once final installation is complete, this will break down for each individual panel. The app also calculates how many pounds of carbon have been saved, or the number of trees it would take to erase that same amount of carbon. Guests will be able to observe this information on a new display coming to the John Klein Gathering Room. Genesis chapter 2:15 reads, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden, to tend and watch over it." Tending and watching over creation has long been a part of Camp Mack. By going solar, Camp Mack isn't just saying environmental stewardship is important, but leading by example. Together, we can all work to make sure the beauty of Camp Mack is around for generations to come.